Brian Terrian from the Disability Digest here. You're about to listen to an interview, part of a conversation that I had with the member Barbara, who we helped get approved for disability and had adopted children and ran into complications getting paid from Social Security. So I'm in hopes that this interview and message is of benefit for those of you going through the disability approval process that have adopted children, so you understand what to say, what not to say, to get your benefits approved in a promptly manner, avoid additional legal fees. The general formula for disability payments for children is that the first child would receive 50% of your disability check. And so and the second child would receive 25%. That's very general. So this could be worth $10,000 a year on average, based on an average disability check. So I hope you find this message and information helpful. For more information and tips, just stay tuned to the Disability Digest. We would appreciate your comments, your feedback on this, sharing it if you like it. Make it a great day. Hope you find this helpful. Thanks.
Really appreciate everything you've done, and I have referred a couple of people your way that is looking, to file for disability. And I told him, I said, he'll hold your hand step by step, and I said, you just got to hang in there, and it'll take a long time. I said, it was about 4 years, so hang in there.
42% of the people we take now are getting approved at the initial application within 10 months.
Oh, no. Of course, the one person that should have been easy didn't. Because when I went in and saw that judge, and he was just like, yeah, let's see here.
There's no consistency, Barbara. I mean, I had a guy die in Michigan 2 months ago before he got his benefits. And really, really sick. Great guy. He's not the first. So it's just, they go in there and they're looked at by a human being, and there's a judgment call that's made, and it's not always right, unfortunately. So anyway.
No, it's not. And all these, well, how would you like to get a letter in the mail telling you that your son's not your son?
Go figure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that one was like scalding hot water on a cat with me. That did not fly at all. Yeah. I made my second in-person trip to the head place in downtown Fort Worth and waited and said, here's his birth certificate. You want to tell me he's not my son? Look right here. Well, my advice is if you have any client and they tell you they have an adoptive child, if the adoption is completed like ours, because we got him at birth, tell them just don't even say a word about being adopted. Just he's your son and he's your son. That's the way it is. Because even our attorney, the attorney that did our adoption has 3 adoptions, and this stupid paper they were talking about is the only way to get that paper is literally to go hire an attorney, go to court, unseal your adoption, get this paper out, if the judge will even approve it, get the paper out, get it copied, and it's a big mess. And the attorney said, she said, he is in all eyes of the law, your child, and for them to even question it when the birth certificate and Social Security card and everything's in your name and has you listed as parent, she said, don't ever put him down, tell anyone he's not your biological child if that happens again. I said, okay, you got it.
Okay, just for clarity here, and this is great information. When we went through the application process, I don't remember that there is a questionnaire that asks whether it's a biological or adopted child.
There's not. But the Social Security guy asked me. He was going through the thing, and he asked me. And when I was talking to the attorney, she said the only time something like that would be relevant would be, say, that you, she goes, and even if you were in the adoption process, and the adoption, say you were doing foster to adopt and your adoption was not complete, then yes, you would need an adoption decree.
Okay.
Because the child's name the birth certificate would not be in your name yet, and all this other stuff. But that's the problem we had, because he checked on there that he was adopted. They were wanting an adoption decree. But once an adoption is finalized and the adoption is sealed, the adoption is done.
I see. So then you can just legally say
that
this is my child.
Legally, in the eyes of the law, legally that child is 100% your child. That's why they have you listed as the mother and the father on the birth certificate. That's why, I mean, he's only ever had one Social Security card, one, official birth certificate, and, that's always been us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Does it give you the feeling that they're trying to avoid paying, or it's just a communication issue?
It's kind of, I think what it is that you've got people in there that are new at jobs that are trying to check all the boxes. And then you've got people like me that if you get asked, you're honest and you say, well, yes, I have 2 adoptive children, but they're I've had them since birth, and they're, all mine, and stuff. But you have to show, whether it's an adoptive child or a biological, you still have to either show them, which I went down there and physically handed them his sealed birth certificate that has the seal on it, and showed them, look, see, right here, parent, Barbara, Barbara, Bruce, right here. That's me. Yeah. So
Okay.
I just wouldn't even mention it. It's kind of like insurance, You just you get that one person that doesn't really understand the difference.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I've often said to people, if you contact Social Security and you ask them the same question 5 different times, you'll get an assortment.
You'll get 5 different answers.
Yeah.
Yeah. About it. But no, legally, this is from the attorney. The attorney said, I have 3 adoptive children. I do adoptions every day. No, I do not print that paper for any of my clients because there's no need for it. I don't have those papers on my children because there's no need of it. She goes, they are my children. She goes, I just put down, how many children do you have? I have, X amount of kids, and if you got to show birth certificates, their birth certificate looks identical to anyone else's, so.
Okay, great.